Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Sheldon from Everything's Liverpool. I thought I will come and give my predictions for this weekend's fixtures before the game start. I do apologize for the late broadcast. Okay, so the first game that is kicking off is at 5 p.m. Indian Standard Time between Arsenal and Nottingham Forest. As we all know that Ange Postecoglou had left, was thrown up from Spurs, was out of a job for a few months, and has just been recently appointed as Nottingham Forest coach, heading into Arsenal for the first time as Forest manager. I don't know what to make of this appointment because it's not an Ange team. So let's see how he performs at Forest. The owner has high aspirations to get Nottingham Forest back into the Champions League, and hence that could be a reason for the appointment. So let's see how they set up against Arsenal, who had an amazing game against Liverpool. From what I saw at that game, both teams were on par with one another. It was just a brilliance of magic from Szoboszlai that went ahead and got Liverpool all 3 points. So the prediction for this game is I'm going for, let's see, I will go for Forest to win, to be honest, because this could be a new manager bounce, and I would like to see how Ange Postecoglou sets up his team against this Arsenal side. Now I know Arsenal are a very threatening side at home, and they're playing extremely good football, but there is a possibility that Forest can spring up a surprise at the Emirates. So I'll go Forest to Arsenal 1. At 7:30 p.m. there are a lot of games being played. There is Bournemouth versus Brighton, Palace versus Sunderland, Everton versus Aston Villa, Fulham versus Leeds United, Newcastle United versus Wolves. I would like to focus on Bournemouth versus Brighton. Brighton is not playing up to their potentials that I have seen in the last couple of seasons. I do not know what is wrong with Brighton as of this moment, but going to Bournemouth would pose quite a challenge for Brighton, I feel, because Bournemouth, although they played very well against Liverpool and lost, they have won their other game, their recent game. I think they played Wolves and they won. They played very well and they have got all 3 points. So I would say Bournemouth is in a better place than Brighton as of this moment of time. Hence, I will say that Bournemouth is going to win this game against Brighton. I'll give them 2 goals to nil for Bournemouth. Crystal Palace versus Sunderland. Palace is one of my favorite teams to see because of Mateta, Mark Gay, and this. They used to have Eze once upon a time. Now, unfortunately, he's gone to Arsenal. But they have some very exciting talent, which I really love seeing, on display. And I hope Mateta does go ahead and get a goal in this game. And along with Mark Gay, yes, I have Mark Gay in my fantasy team, so I will definitely support Palace over here. And I think they have the ammunition to go ahead and get a good score line. Let's give them 2 goals to nil. Everton versus Aston Villa. Everton is doing extremely well so far this season. From what we have seen in the last 3 games, Jack Grealish is really come alive in Everton. He's performing very well. And however, Aston Villa, I don't know what's happened to them. They drew against Newcastle at home. They lost to Brentford. I don't remember what was the result in the next game. I think they must have got maybe around 1 point or 4 points in the first 3 games. That is not acceptable, from what I've seen in Aston Villa over the past few years. So Unai Emery really needs to rally his troops against Everton and gain some sort of momentum going forward. So I really feel that Unai Emery needs this result much more than David Moyes. Hence, I will stick with Aston Villa to surprise Everton this time. So let's go for Aston Villa victory, 2 goals to 1. Fulham versus Leeds United. Fulham is an excellent team, to be honest. Leeds has just been promoted, but I really think Fulham will surprise a lot of people this season, and they are going to. I feel that Fulham will definitely take all 3 points against Leeds. Let's go for Fulham 1 goal to 0. Newcastle United versus Wolves. Newcastle United is going to be once again in the next season. This season, I feel they will still qualify for the Champions League going forward. And Newcastle United, personally, I feel now once they start qualifying on a daily basis, on a yearly basis. Last year they qualified. This year, if they qualify, I think they need to sack Eddie Howe. They need to sack Eddie Howe, and they need to take this next step. Get a proper manager. Eddie Howe will not deliver you trophies. Yes, he's won a Carabao Cup, but is Eddie Howe? Are you always going to be on Eddie Howe's level? An Eddie Howe team? I don't think so. These owners of Newcastle have a lot of ambition. If they want to win Champions League trophy, I don't think Eddie Howe is the person to win you a Champions League, a Premier League title. So I clearly feel they should go for someone like Inzaghi, Simeone Inzaghi, who has that experience in Champions League, who has the experience to win you a title. You know, so they need a title-winning coach in their ranks, Newcastle, if they have to be taken seriously. So I think Newcastle is going to be defeating Wolves very easily. You could see maybe a 2-0 or 3-0 victory for Newcastle. At 10 p.m. there is a game between West Ham United and Tottenham Hotspur. Spurs being Spursy. West Ham is just coming out of a win against, I think, Nottingham Forest, which was a surprise, and for me especially. And Spurs, I don't remember to which team they lost to, but they have just lost their a game, and after defeating the promoted side Burnley and Manchester City away from home, again losing to, I don't remember which team they lost to, but they lost that game. But they need a reaction. So I feel West Ham is very inconsistent, just like Spurs, and it's going to be a fantastic London derby, I feel. So I'm leaning more towards Spurs. I think they have it in them to give a proper reaction and take all 3 points at West Ham's home ground. And I think Spurs is definitely going to go ahead and win this game. Let's give West Ham a goal. So I'm going for 3-1 to Spurs. Late at night at 12:30 a.m. if anyone is watching this late night game, which I should be watching hopefully if I'm awake, it's Brentford versus Chelsea. That's also a London derby. I don't see anything coming out for this game for Brentford. I see Chelsea taking all 3 points in this game. I'm going for a 4-0 victory to Chelsea. And on Sunday, there's a very exciting game which I will talk about at the end. First is my team's game, that is Liverpool's away game to Burnley. So those who have Salah in their team as captain, I don't think he's going to be performing so well this season, but I think he may score a goal at Burnley, although he struggles against these teams who are very tough to break down. And so I still will go for a Liverpool victory at Burnley. Let's give Liverpool a 2-0 victory at Burnley. Now the game of the weekend is the Manchester derby. That's Manchester City versus Manchester United. And so I don't know what to make of this game because both of them are horrible. They had horrible seasons last year. Man City is totally in transition, and Manchester United had a horrible season. And now they sold most of their players. They brought in fresh talent in Manchester United. You have Sesko, you have Cunha, you have Brian and Bombo coming in. So their front line is good. Okay, their defense is not all that great. So I think Man City can focus on their defense if they want to get anything out of this game. But I think Man City, they have a lot of injury problems as well. So I think John Stones is injured. Then there are some other, the newcomers also injured. I do not know who have Manchester City has bought this season, but Haaland is the one today, or I'm sorry, tomorrow, who has to carry this team and beat Manchester United. I would like to see City gain some momentum in this title challenge over Arsenal, and I would like to see Manchester City win this game. And I would like to see that pressure coming back on Amorim. Just hate that Amorim. Yeah, I hate anything United, to be honest, but I think Manchester City has a better structure. Yes, they are also weak defensively, and I feel Man City is missing Kevin De Bruyne, because he used to be the one who is to provide the assist to Haaland, and Haaland is not scoring many goals as of this moment because he's not getting that service which De Bruyne used to give him. And De Bruyne used to also score goals, he used to help Haaland. Whereas over here, I'm not seeing anyone supporting Haaland as such. And Haaland is the one who is trying his level best to, score goals for Manchester City. There's no one else over here. I don't even think Rodri is right now coming up to that level, or to help the team in scoring goals for Manchester City. Manchester United, I don't think City should have any problem against United. United's midfield is not very good, so I think City should run right. Looking at that midfield only, that he's going to name out, and of course. Their defense is not all that good. Yes, they will be most likely they might start a new goalkeeper, and who knows? Have you heard of that new goalkeeper from Belgium? Who watches the damn Belgium league? No one, and I doubt he is. I'm not sure whether he's going to be a good goalkeeper or not. Whether he's going to be better than Onana or it's going to be worse than Onana. Yes, they threw out Onana. He had a lot of errors in him. But who are we to judge? Who knows what is happening at that club? Only people who are supporting Manchester United know what is happening over there. But I don't see, at least for another 5 to 6 seasons, anything good coming out of Manchester United. So, anyways, I am going 90% for a draw. Okay, although I feel City needs these 3 points, I'm going 90% for a draw, and I would like to see City win this game, to be honest. But I think City can start building from this game onwards. If they draw this game, both teams can start building their season from this game onwards. So I'm going for City 2, United 2. That's always been my prediction. From the start of the week, I've been thinking about this game and said, yeah, 90% is going to be a draw. Both teams are horrible as of this moment of time, not in form. You can't almost lose to Burnley at home, and you can't draw against Fulham. Okay, alright. Thank you so much for watching. Do hit the subscribe button and follow me. I'm on Facebook as well as on Instagram. Okay, I'll be uploading this on Instagram. Do comment on my video below, and thank you so much for watching. Have a fantastic weekend, guys.